All right, it is meme time. And what do I have for meme day today? We have a cast while stunned build. Cast while stunned with ball lightning. We have cast when stunned with blazing salvo. We have cast when stunned with rolling magma. We have cast when stunned with ice spear in a bitter dream, which is going to give it a bunch of different socket support. And then we have this shield to trigger Commandment of Inferno on critical strike. Now, Commandment of Inferno does very little to no damage, so I should replace this shield with a better shield. But is there a better shield? This can cast its own spells, so this is best shield, even though it's the worst shield. I decided to go with a Saboteur for the cooldown reduction. 30% increased cooldown reduction, and then also for the trigger bots. These two nodes are also kind of nice, but not really necessary, though I am building around this one by having all three elements hit. The only lightning spell I have is Ball Lightning, and that's just to shock lightly on people. And I did Ball Lightning because I'm running a Nemesis ring, so let's take a look at some of my other gear. These pair of gloves are simply to give me stats. This belt here is very attractive. 12% life, 96 maximum life, 16% cooldown reduction. It ain't even 15. It is 16% cooldown reduction. And then gain a flash charge when you deal a critical strike. That with all my flash charges that are gain 3 charges when you take a hit, with the inclusion of Dying Sun. I guess I could have looked at them right here, couldn't I have? Got these boots, 15% cooldown reduction, 25 movement speed. These cooldown reduction boots are hard to come by, so I rolled this one, and this is the best I could do, and man, I'm tired of trying. We have a Nemesis ring. We have a ring with +3 to socketed level gems with a petrified blood. We have a very thick helmet with socketed gems, deal 30% more elemental damage. And then we have a badge of the Brotherhood with inexorable path onto it, which is this guy. 50% increased armor when stationary, 25% chance to gain endurance charge on hit. And this build is a don't touch me build. You just kind of sit there, you get grasping vines on you, and which is this bad boy here. 1% less damage taken per grasping vine, 2% chance to deal double damage per grasping vine. Seems pretty attractive. Pretty low level. I still plan on getting this crit up here if I can, but this time currently rocking it. Mana efficiency. Spell damage, mana regeneration rate is a huge problem, so I have that guy allocated, so it's going to take a little bit of my life, but not too much. My damage comes from primarily 25% more spell damage cast when you are stunned recently, and pain attunement, so that's 55% more damage to spells. That right there is enough to pump up enough damage, so these spells, even though they're not hitting very hard, should hit pretty hard. Now, I haven't run any actual bosses yet. I've only run regular map bosses, so I haven't run any of the big boys. So I'm going to run some big boys, make sure Maven is off. We don't want to anger Maven. Now, in order to play this build, we have to run this video right here, which we will put right here.
Whoa!
Hey! Don't touch me. It's not the fastest build.
Don't touch me!
but it actually kind of works.
Hey! Don't touch me!
I'm using Laura Weave to get the max res. It's definitely not the best armor, but I had one,
Hey!
and so I used it.
Don't touch me!
So pretty. So pretty.
Don't touch me! Whoa!
You may be thinking, hey, is this Don't Touch Me song ever going to end?
Don't touch me!
We're not old enough to know what Space Ghost Coast to Coast is, you freaking boomer.
Don't touch
Turn
me!
your old shit off.
Hey!
You know what? No.
Don't touch
This
me!
is a magical moment in cinema. You're sitting there watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and all of a sudden they break out to this fucking song.
Don't touch me!
It's a good time.
Don't touch me!
If you ain't never seen those Space Ghosts, get yourself some candy and Space Ghost up.
Whoa!
Blinking around. They call me Abe Blinkin'.
Don't touch me!
Now I made it even more memey. This is a less memey one. I had it where it had Frost Blink and then Lightning Warp all on the Castle and Stun, so whenever they'd hit you and stun you, you would blink around. But I'll just do this regular memey version first.
Don't touch me! Whoa! Hey!
Oh, he got me.
Don't touch me!
He got me.
Don't touch me! Whoa! Hey!
Okay. We're done with that. I gave up. I gave up before you guys gave up. So obviously that's a physical damage hit. And my physical damage is not quite strong enough, even with determination. I should put my brass dome on, but I think the loss... Actually, it wouldn't even be that much loss of life. Yeah, brass dome would be significantly better than this, because, you know, I don't get crit, and there's more armor. This only gives the benefit of critical strike and elemental damage, which are both pretty strong, and I made sure that I got one with the higher rolls on that. I remember being able to get to, like, 6,000 life so easy in the past. But I think it's only because I played Marauders and Duelist. When you're not on the Marauder Duelist tree, I think it's a lot harder to get life. Which makes sense. So I can't let him hit me with the big boy arrow. Unless he crit, and it just happened. I also can't let Shaper pop in and slaughter me. It's almost like this is a meme build and it doesn't quite work right. And I didn't spend a lot of time or effort onto it. Okay. It's not tanky enough to do a Guardian boss. Of course, I could pop a new shield on and not worry about the 2 little fireballs that hit him. I even deliberately didn't touch any altars, and it's still not strong enough. Damage is kinda good. Hit me with that. Okay, it definitely sucks to fight this boss with this build. Let's see how the other bosses are. Got the job done-ish. If you count dying with that many, dying that many times. Do a quick identify of this sheet. Takes a little bit of practice with this kind of a build. Normally I walk around, but when you have the grasping vines on, it's better to first start with the dash. Because the dash instantly cuts all the vines. It's just a quick little thing you gotta learn. This is the best thing that they've added. The auto path into places. Man, when you had to manually drop everything, there was so much stuff I didn't pick up. Just didn't pick it up because I didn't want to move it. Didn't want to move it. Alright, now let's run the fire guy. Now there's definitely a better shield I can use. I don't want to pay for it. Called a Squire, which will let me add even more to that thing, which would make this build awesome. Oh, what else could I add to this? Anyone got any ideas? I searched POE DB for trigger and tried to find all the items that had triggers on them. And I'm using most of them. There's a helmet that has triggers, but I don't think it's worth it. Oh, this build's actually pretty good. Obviously, it's not great for bossing, but for mapping, this build's actually pretty solid. If I do say so myself. That Blazing Salvo's pretty damn nice on a when it returns to you situation. So pretty. Such visual clarity. Those two little fireballs that fall from the sky or from the shield. It's cool that the trigger bots duplicate even that. Wait, where is it? Up here? Yeah, it's got to be up here. These guys are really good with this. You just hold still, and they end up hitting you a lot because they're pretty aggressive. So they trigger just a ton. Let's do another max out. Oh no, I want to use my weapon. And get to this spell crit. Yeah, this one didn't get anything good. I mean, spell crit's pretty good, but that's kind of it. Level 10 like nothing. Level 10 like nothing. By level 10, I meant, you know, charge it up to 100. I don't think it's actually called level 10. I just call it that. This game's so this build is so chill. Just drink my coffee and let the enemies hit me. I warn them what will happen if they do. I didn't think I'd like this playstyle, but not having to click anything, that might be the ultimate form of Path of Exile. You just walk around and collect loot. I don't have to click any buttons. No spell casting. No nothing. Just get it to where it doesn't die, which wouldn't be too hard. And I got the ultimate build here. I could do this while at meetings at work. What the hell? Oh, I'm standing on fire. Yeah, damage over time. Still a bit of a brutal killer on this build. More the merrier. Let's make them all alive. Don't touch me. You don't want to hit me. I can't believe I'm surviving his big explosion. It's like not even hitting me. See how I'm super slow with the vines? But if you start with the dash, then the vines go away. So you always want to start with that dash. That one was much better than the Hydra. So the Hydra is kind of a fuck show. Let's just try a regular map. Arid Lake. Regular mapping's pretty fun. Let's throw some Red Beast on there. Let's see what Red Beast do. I play the game to not play the game. Oh. Harvest is great. This is perfect for harvest. This is the ultimate harvest build. You don't want to be moving around right here anyways. You just want to wait till this whole thing's over and then select your choices. Or get your juice. I mean... Drinking my coffee. Keeping it squeaky. Saving up my energy. Because I'm in game all night. 34-35. Someone knows what I'm talking about. It's just perfect. It's just perfect for farming the harvest. The ultimate harvest build. Now, one of the main reasons I don't play elemental builds is I hate fucking with resistances and penetration and all that stuff. So I'm using the penetrating reverser passive skill. And it's just great. You can add penetration if you want. It does help, but it doesn't help, you know, as much as it did before. Because you're just reversing the resistances. So, you know, run that. Don't have to worry about no penetration. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's great. Absolutely fantastic for people like me, which there probably aren't very many, who don't like to play elemental builds because you have to constantly fuck with more mechanics. Physical builds, there's hardly any physical res in this game, and you know, when they up their physical res, it doesn't matter that much, so it's nothing like elemental resistances. Even chaos is a little bit better than elemental because, you know, if you don't have that much chaos penetration, most enemies on base don't have that much chaos resistances. But with elemental resistances, if you don't mess with penetration, you just can't do any damage in this game. Just one more thing to have to worry about. And I'm chill, and I'm lazy. I don't want to worry about that. So instead of worrying about that, I just select this bad boy right here. Hits have a 25% chance to treat enemy monster elemental resistances values as inverted. So they got 75 lightning res. All of a sudden they got negative 75. Probably not very good for just regular mapping, but you don't need anything for regular mapping. That's to help out with bosses. Someone hit me. See? Very, very bad for this league mechanic. You definitely want to turn off Legion when you run this build. Or run it with a friend. Have him do all the, like, actual have to attack stuff. I did this in a 5-way or a 4-way, and it was pretty nice. What's my Frostblink doing? 28,000 for just Frostblink with nothing on it. Because my damage is doubled. When they hit me. You should see my damage. Yep, my damage increases. It maps smooth. Well, kind of. It maps awkward. And that's... Oh, great. Rewind the film. I wasn't anywhere near that. So the click boxes on this is so weird. Watch this. I'll click right here and it'll put me in that portal. Oh, and then it doesn't. Now the click boxes are totally okay. You know what? Maybe I can't use my mouse. Leave me alone. That's the build. It's meme-rific. It's stupid. And I highly recommend everybody play it immediately.